Hi there, thanks for tuning into my channel. My name is Keisha of Zazie Creations, and in this video I am taking you on a journey of my remake of McCall's 7737. So here is the trace pattern hanging on my door. As you'll see, it had two pattern pieces. For this view, I don't really know why I had to do the two pattern pieces this time, but it did require me to do the pattern piece 1 and pattern piece 2, because if you recall in my last video I told you I would do the straight hem on this one. I was not going to do that handkerchief hem because I need to figure out how to get my corners a lot cleaner on that one. But yeah, so this is the size 3. My daughter is 7 years old, but she is very, very thin, but she's tall. So the size 3, it fit her very, very well across the chest line here, but I did have to add quite a bit of length to this pattern. I went to the cut line, which I think was up here, and I cut both pattern pieces, and I end up adding 4 inches here to make her dress a tad bit longer. And even after I did that, her dress was still a little too short. So I think the next time I do this, and there will be a next time because it was far easier this go around, I will just add some length to the bottom, maybe about 3 inches or so. And I think I miscalculated when I did her measurements, the length, because I forgot to consider the hem. So this did require a 5/8 hemline across the shoulder here and on the bottom. And I think when I did those hemlines, of course, it made the dress a tad bit shorter than what it would have been if the measurement had accounted for losing some of the inches in the hem. So this is the pattern piece here. I cut it out twice. Yeah, so that's all I'll show you on here. And now I will show you some of the construction on the dress itself. So there's one more thing I want to share about the pattern itself. So I told you all I was going to be doing, when I do the redo, I was going to do view A, which I did. And I was not going to do the cold shoulder. I was only going to do the sleeveless arm or shoulder. And I thought that was really straightforward and simple, you know, doing the straight hemline with the sleeveless arm. But when I went over to take a look at the pattern layout was a little bit confusing, but I just went off of my knowledge from doing the first dress and just kind of rearranged things the way I thought they should have been done. So I definitely had the first pattern piece cut on the fold. But when you look at this here, it gives you the impression that for view A, the straight hemline, that you need to somehow cut one piece. You would think you would cut the second piece flat out straight. I don't know the proper terminology for this in the sewing community, but you would think that you only had to cut the second piece one time, or one layer of the second piece. Maybe I'm not looking at this right, but I thought that was really, really confusing and somewhat misleading for view A. So I just went off of what I knew from the first pattern, the first time I did the dress, and I literally just cut the first pattern piece here on the fold, and then I did the second piece, which looked identical to the first piece. I cut it again on the fold. This here, when you read the instructions, it tells you that this star, if you can see that star, that little star there, lets you know that some of the fabric will hang off, some of the pattern will the fabric will hang off the pattern a little bit, or the pattern will hang off of the fabric some. And that just wasn't the case for view A for me. I did not get that at all with view A. So the picture looks great. Like, this is view A itself, but the layout here was a little different from what I actually did to get the dress done. So here is the finished dress. This is the inside of the dress. So this is the neckline. I did no serging. I just did my pinking shears to finish off all of my raw edges, with the exception of the neckline, because it was already the hem was already really narrow, and I knew if I tried to do pinking shears, it just would have probably turned out really, really bad. So I left the neckline alone. I also left the armhole alone as well. I did no I guess you could say I did no real finish there, but with knits you don't have to really do a finish because they don't shred. But yes, or unravel rather, that's the better word. They don't unravel on you. So that is the armhole here. And I do want to thank Talisha from Creativity by T, who told me that she oftentimes will do a double hem on her knits, because I had a lot of issues with the other make on this dress, where I tried to do some of the raw edges and my hems didn't turn out properly. So she recommended a double hem. I did not do double hem in this for this particular make because of the already very, very narrow hem. I just knew if I tried to roll this over twice, it probably wouldn't have turned out nice. It was just already too narrow for me to try to do a double hem. So I think the next go around, I will probably try to do a double hem on it. But this is the inside, and let me try to show you guys the finish on the inside here. Again, this is just the inside of the dress, where I used the pinking shears to finish off the raw edges. Sorry about the lighting, it keeps going in and out in here. I think it's just based off how I'm holding my camera, but this is how it looks on the inside. That's one side of the dress, and then the other side turned out really nice as well. I like that. And because I don't yet have my labels, I'm trying to work up some time to do research on some labels. So if you know of a really, really great reputable a supplier or a vendor that can do nice labels that aren't really expensive, but are really, really good in terms of quality, please let me know. I'm really interested in purchasing some labels, but just not really sure about all the different label designers out there. They just, in terms of like the reviews and quality, I'm not sure what I'll really get. So I'm a little nervous about that. So if you do have any recommendations for a supplier for labels, please let me know. But for right now, I try to remember just to use a little piece of fabric from my make, and I use that to distinguish the back from the front. Granted, this is not centered, but that's okay. I have to get a little better at centering my labels a little bit. I thought when I left the space here, it was the space I left here was an afterthought. I actually forgot to leave space to insert the label. And when I finally remembered, it was a little off-centered at that point in me trying to stitch. So I just went ahead and left a little space where I could. And I just went ahead and put that little piece of fabric there for the label. So this is the make. Again, this is the McCall's. What is this? M7737. Very, very, very easy beginner pattern. You can make this and it would turn out really, really nice. So if you want to know more about my first experience in making this, please go over to my previous video, which is an actual pattern review video, where I show you some of my challenges I had in making it the first time, but I went back and got some encouragement and I did it again. So this is what the finished product will now look like. So I'm going to show you my youngest daughter wearing her dress. So that's it, you guys. You have it. McCall 7737 is done. If you noticed, it was a little shorter than what I wanted it to be. As I told you, I thought it was. But, you know, spring and summer is here. Well, spring is coming in and summer will be here soon. So she can certainly wear this dress with, you know, a pair of capri leggings, and it will look like a regular top and just some leggings and something nice and casual with a sandal. So I'm very happy with this, and I thank you for watching and indulging me as I do another video, a redo on this pattern. And please, you know, if you are a beginner sewist, go ahead, give this a try. I don't think you'll be disappointed. If you are more advanced or intermediate and want just something to kind of kick you back into sewing, this is an easy one. You know, if you have grandkids or, you know, children, this is a very, very easy, really, really nice pattern to go ahead and whip something up really quick and nice. So thank you for watching. And until we come together again, God bless.